You a cop?
Security.
Oh, I thought you were trying to catch speeders or something. Because it looked like, oh, I see, okay.
I'm actually reading my mail.
Oh, okay, yeah, I thought you were a police officer because the way you're parked, that's the way they catch speeders, right?
Not with the parking lights on.
Oh, parking lights.
I'm retired law enforcement.
Oh,
Yeah, if you want to catch speeder, you want to have your lights off.
where did you work for law enforcement?
5 years at Seattle and the rest of the time King County.
Oh, so you were Seattle PD.
Well, only for 4 years. Yeah.
What
The
made
rest
you?
of the time with King County.
What made you still want to be a security guard? I mean, once you retire, right? You just want to.
Well, most of the cops that I know retired work security.
Right.
You have to retire at 65.
Oh, you have to.
Oh yes.
Is that with any law enforcement, or
As
is
far
that?
as far as I know,
Okay.
the sheriff, elected sheriff, you can be in there at 80 years old.
Oh, okay.
But your standard police officers at 65.
Yeah, from a distance, your uniform looks like CLPD, so I was like, oh, he looks like CLPD. you know, from a distance,
Yeah, I don't even know what uniform. I think, do they wear a dark uniform?
They were
now?
dark uniform,
Okay.
similar patch, without the eagle and stuff, but
Well, yeah, they changed the patches since I was there.
I think it's the native. I think they got the Indian on there.
Yeah, our badge. Well, back then our badge was Chief Seattle
Well, still, I think,
on our patch.
yeah, I think it still is. I'm not sure.
They changed it in 73,
Okay.
1973.
Well, it looks like you enjoy, keeping criminals off the street. So,
Well, yeah, I work at it.
yeah, I was just, are you just guarding this plaza or?
Well, we have our office here. You'll notice several of our cars.
Oh, I didn't know. Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, okay. I didn't know that. And you are, this is, Washington State Security. I think I've seen you guys on Shoreline across from the transit, where you car park, the transit car park, by the KFC, by the A&W, right across the street. I think there's a nursery. There's
Um, I don't think so.
I seen this car parked over there. I know that.
Okay.
The same color with the same.
Yeah, this is an old car.
Maybe that's the mechanic shop. I think something like that. Mechanic shop's over there.
Okay, yeah, we have our cars in the shop a lot.
Oh, okay. They're pretty old.
Low mileage. They're just old.
So you're an old school cop, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Like, I don't want to ask you your age or anything, but you started you were like when you're in your 20s, I'm guessing, right?
Well, I attended 2 years at CBC. That's Columbia Basin College, and then my last 2 years at WSU, and I took criminal justice. So yes.
But what I'm asking is that you were a cop in the early days, like let's say the 60s.
Yeah, I joined SPD in '65.
Okay. Back then, do you think police were better, like the way they approach people? I don't know if you know how police are today, but they're really aggressive, and they law enforcement doesn't, when they approach you as you're a criminal, like you're gonna take them out, like you're almost like you're like a terrorist. But back in the day, I've heard that police would, like just, they were more friendly. You could talk to a cop like a friend, and you could socialize with them. Now you have to worry about incriminating yourself. Every time you say something to a cop, you have to worry about, are you going to incriminate yourself?
I don't know.
Well, I mean, like I said, like
Kind of a tough question.
let's say, I'm broke down the side of the road, and you'd come and help me in 65, right? You would help me change my tire, right?
I never changed anyone's tire, no.
I mean, I know, I thought it was a lot different back then.
Well, it was different back then because the cops were not being shot all the time. So they have to be a lot more aggressive now.
But they're not being shot all the time. Like, only in certain regions of the country, right? Like, maybe Chicago, New York. Seattle, you had one in, like, 10 years. There was one recently in Bothell, but, I mean, you're just, you can't make one person did one wrong thing and the whole rest of the civilization gets punished for it,
No, but when you make traffic, I work traffic downtown Seattle, so I was just in a traffic vehicle, just stopping cars all. I had to work the night shift because I didn't have much seniority then. We didn't have troubles back then.
Do you know an officer named E. Michelin?
No.
There's an old school officer. He was just down the street, but yeah.
For Seattle, yeah, I don't know.
He's got the old school revolver with that wood grain, It's like not standard issue.
Yeah, we had to carry what they gave us.
Well, I think if you're old school, I think they'll let you pass. I think they'll give you a...
Yeah, we had to use the 38, and the one I had, our firing range was right downtown Seattle, on the second floor. The range was right inside the building. It wasn't until around 73, we moved out to the old junior high school in Burien. That's where all the police departments are being trained, except for state patrol.
I've heard that. I heard they have facilities out there where they do a lot of their training.
Yeah, you're driving. It's an old junior high school.
But what I'm trying to get to is, obviously there's a worldwide, people want the police defunded. It's obviously it's a nationwide movement, and people are sick of like corrupt cops, they're sick of being abused, they're sick of being killed, and like one officer can die in 10 years, but you can kill a million civilians, and then they're not as held accountable as.
They probably don't put it out too much to the public, but Channel 13 will not give you fake news. They give you the real news. Channel 13 is the only one in this.
What about CNN or Fox News? I mean, they're pretty.
Well, Fox will,
yeah.
Yeah. I imagine, I think between January the 1st and today, there's been about 14 police officers killed.
Where?
In the U.S.
Since January?
January the 1st. I believe around 14 or 16.
But this is after the George Floyd, right? This happened after the George Floyd?
Well, more so since... Yeah, now one cop killed him. Why would you take it out on...
Well, two cops, because one held his legs. One held the legs, one put the knee on the neck. So when you restrain his body, he can't get free. He's losing oxygen. No one can help him because another guy's got a can of OC spray and he's threatening to spray the crowd. But realistically, someone needs to stop them. Like if I was there, I would have had to stop the officer. There's just no ifs, ands, or buts. I would have had to jump in there and save the man's life,
Of course, he was resisting, but if he was handcuffed...
It didn't look like he was resisting. He was handcuffed. And he was already in the car.
Okay, you didn't see the video.
I saw two videos. They pulled him out of the car a second time. He was already handcuffed in the car. And they pulled him out, and then they put him on the ground.
Okay, you didn't see the video before he was cuffed.
When he was in the store? Supposedly when he passed a fake $20 bill?
From the point, from the first minute till the end. This is a problem. He was resisting, but as far as the sitting on the neck, I wouldn't have done that. No.
It's just too much. I mean, he went way overboard. If you leave him on the ground, you hold him down, but you don't need to put your knee on his back, his neck, anywhere, So it's just...
Well, when you resist, I can tell you're never in law enforcement.
But how can you resist if you're in handcuffs? He was in handcuffs. How can you resist?
Still moving around. with your hands behind you, you can still resist.
You can pull a opposite way, but you have control of that person because their hands are in a loop, their arms are in a loop. You loop your arm within their arm, and then you control their body.
If he's handcuffed, why was he taken out of the car?
They said that he was resisting, and then they pulled him out, and then they put him on the ground, and then he put his knee on his neck, and the other African American officer held his legs with both arms.
Yeah, I don't know why they didn't leave him in the car.
And you could hear him say, "It's going black. I want my mom. It's going black." He even said, "I can't feel my dick." He even said that, you know what I mean? And that's a true sign that something's wrong. If you can't feel your extremities, you know, like, but I don't know.
I wasn't there.
No, I understand. But what my point is that police used to be different. You guys used to be helpful and help the public.
Well, we were not being shot all the time. Makes a difference. I was never shot at. I retired in '96, July the 8th at 8 a.m.
But you seem pretty cordial. If this is how you are now and this is how you were before, people could deal with you, right?
Well, it's totally changed. Yeah, I was never shot at. I wrestled around a lot with burglars. I did shoreline schools through King County Sheriff for many years, and I was out there by myself. Come across burglars on silent alarms like Shorecrest High School.
Right, I know where that's at.
Kellogg.
Yeah, I'm from Seattle, so I know where all that's at.
I was born in Seattle.
But to me, it just seems like police are always trying to make a case. The minute they stop you, the minute you speak, you're incriminating yourself now. It's not like how we're talking now where we can just talk and socialize. Any word you say is going to be used against you. And that's not the way it should be, because let's just say, like, you know, someone said that I broke into that car over there. And you're not going to take their word for it. You're going to come question me. And then you're going to start asking me how many feet I was from that car and blah, blah, blah. Get information. But, like, sometimes the police will say, "Oh, you were within 5 feet of the car, so that means you did it." They'll start getting, they'll try to, get you to trip up. Your wording. They want you to trip up.
Well, if you're talking about prowling a car.
Not even prowling. Let's just say, like, I was standing by that pole where that car is. And let's just say the window was broken, but I didn't do it, but I was near it. And the police saw me and they were called because there was an alarm or something. Let's say the cop questioned me and I said, "Oh, yeah, I was within 5 feet of it." And then the cop would say, oh, you were in 5 feet, so you must have done it. Something like that. That's the way
I wouldn't have, no.
No, not you, but like the police this day and age. The new breed of police.
Well, I tell you, there's a new breed of people.
Yeah, but the new breed of police are not like before. Like, I know you said you haven't changed the tire before for someone, but I met other cops that have.
Well,
and
everybody's changed. The police have changed. The people have changed.
Were you one of the cops who would just give out tickets? You just sit there and write tickets nonstop, chase them down, or?
Well, I was pretty lenient. Yeah, I was in court every day on traffic.
But you would give someone a pass if they, like, accidentally went over the line, or if they forgot their signal, or you just say, "Okay, well, next time you're just getting a warning."
I was pretty soft.
But my opinion, or my experience, is they nail you and they'll hit you with 2 or 3 items so you can't get out. Because once they nail you at 2 or 3 items, you're going to get at least one of them. You're going to get hit with one of them. So that's my experience, is they try to raise the number because they know 1 could be dropped. But how about 2? They'll dismiss 1, but they'll keep the other. And it's really hard because the badge is protected by the court system. Like, the badge is like, the word is of God. It's like, you can't break that word, you know? It's like a solid I'm just saying, like, the judge will take that word of an officer over a dozen American people, you know?
I don't know about nowadays.
I tell you, man, I'm in court right now. I'm having a hell of a time in court. I've been in court for 10 months, and they just will not dismiss the charge. It's a reckless driving charge. I wasn't reckless driving, but they said I was. And I'm telling you, man, they're giving me a run for my money. They're
Why would you go to court over more than once?
for what?
Reckless driving.
Well, they have to. They keep scheduling it. So, like, you go for, like, your arraignment. You go for your.
You mean they keep continuing?
Yeah, they keep continuing it, and they keep pushing it out, and they keep saying that they're going to negotiate, and there's a new prosecutor, and there's a new. They keep switching prosecutors. There's always an excuse, and COVID has slowed it down, and they push. There's always an excuse the court has, but the person doesn't have an excuse. So, like, I can say I'm sick with COVID, and the court would say, you have to be here at 9 a.m. on Monday, or we're going to issue a warrant. But nobody issues a warrant for the court when they don't hold court, you know? Like, I'm just saying, the system's not perfect. It's actually corrupt. The system's really broken. And
Well, the court system it's too liberal.
not just that, but the police system too. Like, like if you, not saying you because you're not a cop, but like a regular police officer could just arrest me for walking down the street. They could say, oh, well, we think you did that, so we're going to arrest you, and you're going to spend the night in King County.
Okay, I've never seen that. We think you have to have a witness, someone ID that saw you do something. Otherwise, they don't have time to deal with it. They're out dealing with bigger stuff.
What do you think about, like, okay, let's say, like, you're arresting someone, and I'm as close to you as I am right now, but you're arresting them, but I'm filming. That's all I'm doing. I'm holding a camera, and the cop threatens me with obstruction. Says how is this obstructing an officer from, if I'm not interfering, I'm not doing nothing, but the officer's claiming obstruction. Obstruction is I'm interfering. I'm trying to block you from arresting them. I'm trying to stop you. I'm getting in your way. I'm blocking your way. But if I'm here just recording, I'm not obstructing, right? You know?
Right, you're not.
But according to the Everett police, I'm obstructing if I'm recording.
Okay, each police department, well, the rules go throughout arrest. Pretty well go, does not change much throughout state by state. Now, the problem is with the problems they're having, the downtown, the riots and so forth, BLM, the police now are pretty touchy because they don't know if they're going to get whacked over the head from behind. Back in my days, we didn't have this problem.
Because they weren't murdering people. You weren't murdering innocent civilians. You see what I'm saying? Like, Rodney King's where it started, right? That's when it all started. And then you get...
Well, yeah.
And people were like, they were mad, but they relaxed. They kept relaxing. They kept relaxing up until now. This is like the last straw. People aren't taking it no more. They don't want to be killed because some stupid officer that has
You're not doing anything, you're not going to be killed.
Okay, the guy had a counterfeit $20 bill. So what? Big deal. He didn't have a gun. He didn't have cocaine. He didn't have a knife. He wasn't gonna kill officers. He had a fake $20 bill, and there was no need to kill him over it. You know, it was a counterfeit $20 bill. He passed it in the store. Big deal. Arrest him for fraud. Arrest him for don't take his life over it. You know what I mean?
Why did they shoot him?
They put their knee on his neck and he couldn't breathe. You know, and my point is,
when I grew up, we did not resist the police. We did not fight with them. So I never had any trouble. I was never arrested. I
okay,
have 3 brothers. We were never arrested. In fact, one of my brothers was a cop also. When you start resisting, that's when they get in trouble.
But that's the point I'm trying to make. He was in handcuffs, and it's really hard to resist in handcuffs because you can fall down on your face. You can't put your hand in front of your face to stop you from falling if they push you down. Like, they control your body movements is what I'm trying to say. The other thing I'm trying to come across to is like the police, like in the early days, you would help an old lady cross the street, right? You, like, if you seen a lady that was like, or in a wheelchair, or an elderly, or something like that, you would do things to,
I would do more of that off duty than I would on duty.
Right. But I'm just saying, a police officer's job is to serve and protect, not harass and collect. So like when that's all they're doing all day long is arresting people and giving tickets, what kind of mentality do the citizens have towards police? You know what I mean? Like, if an officer wants people to think good of them, you're gonna have to do good things. Like, let's say I'm locked out of my car door, and I need you to help me, and you have the tools probably as a cop. You probably have a Slim Jim or something. You pop my door open after you verify it's my car. You save me a huge bill with the tow yard, the emergency roadside service to come open my door. You could do things like that. That's all I'm saying. Or, like, let's say my car is stuck in the middle of the road and it won't start. Are you gonna have it towed, or are you gonna help me push it to the side of the road just to get it out of the way? And see what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying is police are here to like protect, not. But when you have ones that will tow your car in the middle of the street because they want to be tyrants and they don't want to push your car out of the road, So.
Now, if I was police officer nowadays, it's totally different because they're being attacked. Do you watch TV?
I seen it.
And the stuff down
I see the riots. Yeah, people are throwing bottles at them. People are throwing water.
No problem with that.
Well, I mean, they're not.
No problem with that.
They're being hit with just random things like watermelons or apples or oranges or maybe rocks. I don't know what they're throwing, but it's not killing them, right? And they're wearing helmets. They're wearing, they're in a riot. They're in a protest.
It's a riot, not a protest.
Well, it's a protest that turned to a riot, but yeah, I see what you're saying.
Well, yeah.
But bottom line is, the police, if they would train the police not to kill people, we wouldn't have.
They are trained not to kill people.
But they're doing it.
And why are they doing it?
Like the guy, I don't know how many times you heard Everett PD has killed people. They've killed at least 12 people in the last 10 years. You probably know all the police agencies, right? You knew Everett back in the day and stuff. You knew like Shoreline. Were you pretty affiliated with them?
I dealt with Snohomish County several times because the line is there at 205th and 244th.
Okay, how about this? Out of all the police agencies in Washington State, who would you say is the worst that you've ever heard or seen of as on duty, or that you've heard horror stories about? Which King County Sheriff, Snohomish County Sheriffs, Everett PD, Shoreline?
I haven't heard any.
Oh, okay, none? Okay, well, I'm just, sounds like you have a pretty good relationship with them, huh?
With who?
I don't know, just the police in general, because to me it sounds like they can do no wrong in your book. Like, police can do no wrong, and that's the mentality of police. They can do no wrong. Only the people, the citizens, can do wrong.
I can't buy into that. If you watch TV, you'll see the videos. Who's doing wrong?
I'm just saying what ignited it. Well, I understand that police are getting provoked now and they're getting stuff thrown at them. But what started that war? Something led to that, right? They killed an African American guy. They put they kneeled on his neck. He lost all his oxygen. His brain died. he was, coroner came and that was it, game over for him,
I don't understand your point.
I'm just saying that you're saying that the police are having a hard time because of the riots, right? What ignited that? The George Floyd ignited that, right? Like, they wouldn't have this problem if they didn't kill him.
Not resist, right?
So.
Yeah, if you resist, someone's going to get hurt.
Okay,
Bottom line.
I guess we have two different opinions here, but
whatever. I don't know about opinion. I think you're young. What are you, 30?
Yeah, I'm 33.
Okay.
How about you?
I'm 77.
I was gonna say 71, but hey.
Yeah, I've been around long enough my wife was a strong I'm not a Democrat. My wife was a strong Democrat. And she told me, she passed away in 93 when our youngest son was, just second year of college. The world's going to hell in a handbasket.
How about this? If you're an officer and
that light's awful bright.
Oh, sorry about that.
Aim it somewhere else.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Okay.
If I wave you down and I say, hey, I need a ride, you'd give me a ride as an officer, right? Like back in the day.
Possibly.
Now they won't give you a ride. They'll tell you like, go call a cab, or that's what I'm saying. It's not like it used to be, So
No, it's not. It's changed a lot. So have the people.
Right. So all right, man. Well, I thought you were a police officer, so that's why I stopped by, but
were you driving that
No, it wasn't me. I drive a little car, but
okay.
Yeah, I drive a little car. I have like a couple different cars. I don't know if you know, I film the police though. That's my job. I watch the police. So.
Well, as long as you don't protest.
I mean, I've been in the protests, but I haven't done anything illegal. Like, I'll walk around and film, but I won't smash windows. I don't start looting Louis Vuitton or, it's just not, I'm not a criminal, right? But the police do want to make me a criminal. They have tried. They've tried many occasions, and I won't allow it. I will not allow it.
Yeah, I have no idea why they were.
They just keep they'll charge you every year. They'll find something to charge you. And even though it's not like you broke into a store, you stole a car, they'll get you with a driving charge. They'll hit you with the biggest driving charge they can, just to like try to knock you out,
I have not seen that, so I have no idea what you're referring
It sounds like you're protecting your brothers in blue. I understand. I totally understand. It's a brotherhood. You can't have biased opinions against them because they'll out you. I understand. Like,
if there's a bad cop, we want to get rid of them.
Have you ever got rid of a bad cop?
I never knew a bad cop.
Have you ever heard of a bad cop that got rid of?
Well, yeah, via the news.
You ever heard of like a sergeant in your precinct on a different, or a sergeant or a cop in another precinct nearby that, got caught? I've heard, the Seattle PD, they got caught stealing evidence, out of the evidence room. Everett PD, they got caught doing similar stuff too. I mean, I'm not saying all Seattle cops are bad, but I'm saying there's a reason why there's police reform. There's a reason why that's invented, police reform, so.
Yeah, I don't buy into that crap.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just an ordinary guy.
Okay, well,
Yeah,
cool,
I don't
man.
buy into the Seattle City Council has a problem.
Well, I'm happy they're being defunded $100 million. That was I had a celebration for that.
Well, I'm sure you are.
And then, Everett PD, they're going to get defunded. That's how you stop the the corruption. You take away,
Yeah, let's get rid of all the police.
not all of them, but
Oh, why not? Come on. Why not?
here's this though. The penalties have to be severe. So like, let's say you have a bad cop and he puts false charges on you that are not true. He can't just walk away free. They have to charge him. And I mean, like, let's say like you pull me over for reckless driving and I had a video that showed I didn't do it. Basically, you know, if I was found not guilty, he would get 5 times worse than that. The penalty.
Why would you be charged for something you didn't do?
Because the cop lied. He committed perjury.
Over what?
He said I did something I didn't do. So he pulled me over for a failure to stop,
Traffic stop. Okay.
and then he turned it into a reckless driving. There was no injuries, there were no casualties, there was no damage to vehicles.
No video.
There was video of the interaction, but there was no video of the driving. But
That's why you go to court.
But the court system's broken. You can't trust it. The judge is always in favor of the cop, you know?
Okay, I don't.
That's the way I see it.
Thought. Okay, I don't know. The courts are so liberal that they're letting people go when they should be in jail. So
I've been fighting
we
this for
see different.
10 months. I've been fighting this for 10 months. Next month will be 11 months. 11 months in court.
Okay, court system apparently has changed since I was there.
It's horrid. It's absolutely horrid, man. I wouldn't recommend even wanting to be part of it. So, yeah. So all I'm trying to say is, you know, there's a new breed of cops. They're very dangerous. The first thing they do when they pull you over is they want to pull out their pistol and point it at you. And at the point of a gun, they want to extort money from you. So that's, you know, they extort money from you. They point their pistol at you. They threaten you with arrest if you don't give them your ID. You know, like if you pull me over, I don't have to give you my identification. There's no law that says that. But they think that they can arrest you if I don't give you my identification. You know, that's the problem. Like they believe that they have all these powers they don't have. It's imaginary in their head. Like you have limited powers, right? You're supposed to chase the criminals. If you catch the guy breaking in Burger King, that's the criminal. He broke in Burger King, not the guy that's driving down the road that refuses to give you his identification. And now you're gonna smash his window with your metal baton and drag him out of his car with 3 or 4 cops, and you're gonna, you know, that's what happens.
Is this the ideas that people like these people that are downtown breaking windows? Is that their thinking?
This is the way we know the new breed of cops. This is what we've seen. I've had it done to me.
Very interesting. I have not seen that.
I've had cops smash my window out before. I've been involved where cops take a baton and they drag you out of the car and they just, you know.
Well, I've got to go.
All right.
It's been nice chatting with you.
Have a good one, man.
Okay.
Yep.
Be safe.
You too.